If you're bored improvising, you probably think, I need more scales. But before hunting for more scales, here's 13 ways to get you out of the noodle zone and make any scale more interesting. I rank the tips based on difficulty. I'll be using the A minor pentatonic scale just to make it easier to follow, and this is today's chord progression. Number 1, when less experienced guitarists improvise, each note is the same length. But you can vary the length of notes by playing short staccato notes as well. So you can mix up normal non-staccato and staccato notes at the same time. And staccato notes are really good at adding an exclamation point to the end of a phrase.
Oh damn!
Although it's quite challenging to be able to get the control to play non-staccato and staccato notes at the same time. Number 2, instead of being stuck with the safe but relatively uninteresting minor pentatonic notes, you can start adding notes to the scale. And the first note to add is the blues note. It just adds a little bit of salt to the scale. But you want to avoid adding too much of it because it starts sounding quite nasty. So it's quite easy to add this note to the scale. Number 3, it becomes very predictable and boring when a solo phrase always starts on the first beat. So 1, 1, 1. But if you can start on a different beat, so for example, 1 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. The solo becomes far more unpredictable and interesting. It takes a while to develop the rhythmic chops for this, so I think it's challenging. Number 4, following on from the last one, newbie soloists always try to fill all the space with notes. But if you play a great phrase, you should pause at the end to allow it to settle in.
Damn!
This is pretty easy to do, but does take confidence. Number 5, if you play every note the same volume, after a while, it sounds very routine, but if you can start varying the volume with dynamics, so you play loud notes, as well as soft notes, and also you can mix it up as well. It can really draw an audience in. It takes a long time to get control over the notes to do this, so I'll say it's hard. Number 6, an uninteresting solo can seem like a random bunch of disconnected notes. But to make it more interesting, you can play a short repetitive hook, also known as a motif, and it doesn't need to be very complicated. We humans like repetition in music, and after you play the hook, see if you can sing it back, because if a hook is memorable, you should be able to sing it. You may need to try this a lot before you come up with something memorable, so I'll put it into challenging. Newbie soloists tend to use the same rhythms, so rhythms like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... But you can also vary with different rhythms, so like 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... Or 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and... Or everyone's favourite triplets. So... To get that rhythmic and picking control is difficult, so let's say it's hard. Number 8, less experienced soloists play only single note solos. But you can also do double stop licks as well. And this is challenging. As you develop your playing, you want to add hammer-ons and bends, pull-offs, and slides. These are all separate skills in themselves, but I'll put them all together as challenging. Number 10, every now and then you want to do something that is completely unexpected, like a bend that seems to never stop.
Wow.
Or playing with your fingers. Or even popping the strings. And this is challenging. Number 11, an easy one, just change the pickup. I find that when students are soloing, they're so focused on doing the solo that they don't think about the tone of the guitar. But just changing the pickup gives you an almost new guitar without having to spend the dosh. Number 12, before the hard one, another easy one is just playing the minor pentatonic scale an octave or 12 notes up. You get the same scale, but now you're playing it higher. Number 13, so the hardest one is chord tone soloing. This is a massive topic, but just to keep it simple, with chord tone soloing, you focus on playing the notes of a chord as you're improvising. So we have this A minor chord, and you can see those notes within the scale, and then we also have the notes of this G. I'm playing this triad as well. So you can see those notes within the scale. So I'm trying to focus on them when the chord is playing. So A minor, and then G, A minor, G. And this is a next level skill. I'll check out this video next and let me know if you have any questions.